Hey y'all. This is my first solo podcast. Let me start over. Let me start off like how I've been starting off in the other episodes. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cayla. In today's episode, it's a bonus episode. It's just me, and it feel weird, low key, just being by myself, not recording with somebody. This is like my first time being solo on camera since I recorded the trailer, I think. So yeah, I'm not feeling that good today. I'm kind of like sick. So if you hear my nose stuffy, that's why. I've been meaning to record this last week. It is now Wednesday, and it's supposed to come out tomorrow. So I'm finally finding time to record this episode, but I don't feel good. So if I sound like stuffy and all of that, that's why. Sorry if I'm sniffling and stuff. But I did want to do a solo bonus episode just because I feel like I need to do one just sitting down. I didn't really sit down and talk about anything since I announced the podcast. I kind of just started posting with my friends. So far, we posted the one with Iana and the one with Cayla, Cayla, and I love the episode with Cayla. Cayla is so funny. And the episode with Iana was fun too. Everything was so fun. Everything's been fun to record, but I did just want to sit down and talk to y'all about some stuff. I asked y'all to leave. Well, I asked Instagram. I'm gonna say y'all. I asked Instagram to leave like some questions that y'all might have, or any. I don't know, just anything honestly that y'all wanted to ask, and y'all asked some good questions. So I'm going to just start off answering the questions, but before I even get to that, I do want to thank everybody for the support. It's been meaning so much to me. It really has, because posting on social media, whatever it is, it's scary, like, especially when it's something that you're taking time to think about and you're, putting effort into making everything look okay. So putting it out into the world and then receiving positive feedback from people, it just means so much to me, for real. And I've only posted 2 episodes, and like the amount of positive feedback that I got from people, my friends, my family, like my old teachers, everybody, it just means so much to me. Yeah, I feel so very supported, y'all. So very supported, so very loved. And I'm just so happy that you guys are enjoying Conversations with Cayla. Yeah, so we're going to answer some questions that y'all left. It wasn't a lot of questions, just a couple. So I'm just going to answer like maybe 5. Somebody asks, how do you feel since you dropped your first episode? So I put these questions before I dropped the episode with Cayla and Cayla, but since dropping my first episode and that episode, like I said, I feel so good, like so supported, so loved, so everything. Everything's been great. It's been fun, learning as I go, and also getting to have conversations with people that are in my life. Even like Cayla and Cayla, I hadn't talked to them in a while. Like we were still, in communication, but we never sat down and talked since, I don't know. We hadn't sat down and talked since, I don't know. I can't even remember. Probably before I left for college or whatever. And I don't remember the last time I saw Cayla in person. But yeah, like being able to sit down and talk to people that I, know and I love, but I hadn't gotten a chance to talk to them in a long time. It's been super fun, like that's what I really wanted this podcast to be about, just talking to the people in my life about any and everything, their truths, and yeah. But one thing that it's like something, Lord, it's like a lint. But honestly, posting, every time I post, I get super anxious. And I was talking to one of my friends about that, feeling anxious after posting. And I was telling him it's really because these conversations are not like us just picking a topic and just talking about it, right? Like, it's not like we're talking about trending topics. Like, people are coming onto the podcast and they're talking about their life, like their truth, things that happen in their life, things that they went through, things that they're going through, things that they experienced. And so am I. I'm coming on here talking about things that I've gone through, things that I've experienced. Those episodes haven't came out yet, and it's scary because I feel like I just want to protect their experiences because the world is so mean and can be cruel. And, with people coming on to, platform, no matter big or small, you come on a platform and you speak your truth, like, it just welcomes judgment. And not to say that I got any judgment, because I didn't, but it's still scary, like posting people's true experiences and then putting it out into the world for people to watch or listen. But I think it's important that we create spaces for people to speak their truth and come and feel comfortable speaking their truth, especially in a world where a lot of people are faking everything. You feel like you have to be put together to post on social media, just everything. And I just want to create a space that people can come and tell their truth without judgment. I'm not judging anybody's experiences, anybody's truth, anything that anybody goes through, And I think it should be like that. People should have a platform to tell their truth, because when you can't live in your truth, that gets lonely, So I get anxious about, posting people's truth, because the world can be mean and the world can be very judgmental. But yeah, other than the anxious part, super excited, super proud of myself. Because there's so much that goes into podcasting, like I said in the first episode, and I'm just learning as I go. And I'm definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone with this, because this is not something that I would just do. Like the old me would not just plug up some cameras and start talking. But yeah, so excited, anxious, but also proud of myself. So another question asked, what was your motivation for starting a podcast? I don't know. I feel like I touched on it in the first episode. I don't know. I can't really remember, but really, I love podcasts. Like, let me just start with that. I love podcasts. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always watching podcasts. But what really inspired me was my friends from school. So most of the time, that's how we bond. Like, we're either sitting at the table talking, just sitting in our dorms talking, having conversations about everything, holding each other accountable, being able to be truthful about the things that we're experiencing or the things that we've experienced. And I love that about my friends, that we created that space where we feel comfortable about talking about the things that we've been through or we're going through, and holding each other accountable to those things, and also like listening to each other. So I kind of wanted to create a space outside of that where I could bring my family along, my other friends along, other people in my life along, to, have that space to talk and hold each other accountable and living that truth and talk about their experiences. It's so much that you can learn from other people if you just listen. So that was something that really inspired me. But also, I'm somebody who I'm so big on safe spaces. Most of the time in my relationships with people, that's like my big thing. Like, I'm gonna give you the safe space to talk, to express yourself, to be honest, to be authentic. And I think I needed to create a safe space of my own, because I feel like sometimes I am the safe space for a lot of people, or I provide that safe space for a lot of people to come and talk to me about the things that they're going through, or feel okay with expressing themselves and whatever. But I needed to create a safe space of my own where I could talk about my truth and my experiences. So yeah, that's kind of what inspired me to start the podcast, just to create the space, of my own, to tell my truth and talk to my friends about their truths. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what inspired me. It was another question that I really liked. Oh, it said, what is one surprising thing you learned about yourself? I was really thinking about this because I feel like I've learned a lot about myself over the past couple months. But one thing recently that I learned is that I am finally at a space where I no longer attach myself to outcomes or people. And that's surprising because I used to be somebody who attached my happiness to outcomes or people. So when a relationship was over or a friendship didn't work out, I thought my happiness was never going to come back. Or if I didn't achieve the goal that I set, or I didn't, accomplish the thing that I wanted to accomplish, I would be devastated and I would be broken most of the time. And I really hated that because whenever you attach your happiness to anything and then that thing doesn't work out or that thing doesn't happen, it's really hard to pull yourself out of that. But I'm finally at a space where I am attached to nothing, but I'm experiencing everything. And I love that about myself because it allows things to naturally flow in and out of my life. And it allows me to accept things a lot quicker than I usually would. And that's kind of a big deal for me. Not even kind of, it's a really big deal for me. And I just recently learned that about myself because I was trying to figure out why it was so easy for me to I don't want to say easy, but it came naturally. Things were coming and going. Things that I wanted to happen didn't happen, but I wasn't broken about it. I kind of just let things, I had a weird peace about everything. And I realized it was because I didn't attach my happiness to anything. I just was experiencing everything. And I think in experiencing everything, it helps you appreciate it more. Because nothing is forever and nothing is yours, honestly. And when you accept that and you realize that, I think it makes you appreciate things a lot more. So that's one surprising thing that I recently learned about myself. I'm sorry if I am sniffing in the mic. That's annoying, ain't it? But I can't help it, y'all. My nose is running. So I'm going to do two more. One of my friends asked, how do you deal with stress? What are your coping mechanisms? Stress. This is a good question because I really don't know. How do I deal with stress? Um, how do I deal with stress? Most of the time, I have to talk about it. That's one thing about me. Oh, excuse me, y'all. That's one thing about me. I have to talk about everything. All my friends who know my family, I am the talker. I need to talk about everything. So if I'm stressed, most of the times I want to talk about it, or I'm like a solution person. So I need to figure out, why am I stressed? What's causing it, and how can I fix it? I don't like sitting in chaotic. I don't like feeling like, ooh, something in my eye. But what I was saying? Oh yeah, I don't like staying in a chaotic state. Like, I want to find a solution and fix it immediately. Like, whatever is causing me to be stressed, I want to fix it. So most of the time it's like figuring out what it is, what's causing it, and why is it stressing me out. I'm also a why person. I'm asking why all the time, because why is so important. Why is so important? Because most of the time, the thing that you think is causing you stress is not what's really causing you stress. Like, that's just a small piece of it. So I try to like dig deep and figure out what it is that's really causing me to be stressed out. Like, even about the podcast, I used to be, not even used to, I still to this day, but I stress about the editing aspect of the podcast. Like, I want everything to look a certain way. Like, the editing, not even just the editing, but the camera angles, the lighting. I stress about that so much, and I think my mother pointed it out. She was just saying, like, but why? Like, where's that coming from? And it's just coming from, I realized it was coming from, I just want everything to look perfect. Like, I want everything to look good because I'm scared to put myself out there in that way and then it don't look right. You get what I'm saying? So just figuring out what your why is, figuring out what my why is, really helps me with stress, because now I'm like, okay, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to look how it's going to look. And now it's a little bit less stress when it comes to how it looks and editing. So yeah, I think figuring out the why is really how I deal with my stress. And then I'm going to do one more question, and then that's going to be it. This question asks, hold on, y'all. It's the nose that's running for me. Like, ooh. Somebody asked, if you could have yourself as a guest, who would you choose, past, present, or future you? I was stuck between past me and future me. Past me, because I feel like as I grow, I sometimes have a hard time understanding past me. You know how, like, you do something in your past, and then you grow up a little bit, and then you look back like, why would I even do that? I want to talk to past me to understand, like, why I thought in those moments that was the best decision to make. That would be my only reason to talk to past me, just to understand past me a little bit more. But then future me, because I feel like I can learn a lot from future me. Or I could, see myself grow. Interview me feeling like, okay, this is the best me, but future me is going to think that's the best me. I don't know if that makes sense, but you get what I'm saying? Talking to the best me at that time in the future. Like, I'm curious to see the things that I've accomplished and the things that I've grown from. So yeah, I think I'm going to choose future me, but I am stuck between past and future. But I guess I can ask y'all, if y'all had the chance to interview past, present, or future you, who would it be and why? I think that's a good question to ask yourself. And that was a good question. Thank you to who asked that question. That was a really good question. But yeah, I don't want to make this a long episode. It's a bonus episode anyway. I just wanted to come on here, answer some questions, and thank you all for being so supportive and loving and everything since posting the podcast. It means so much to me. It really does. Yeah, thank you all. I'm going to end with a scripture because in the last episode, I totally forgot. The scriptures were behind me. I don't know if you remember. The scriptures were right there. And I'm like, okay, see you on the next. I'm like, okay, see you on the next episode. Didn't do the scripture. And I told you on the first episode, that's how I was going to end every episode. So please hold me accountable to doing these every episode. I'm going to do a scripture. Thank you, Iona, for this gift. Iona got me these, y'all. Okay, it says 1 Corinthians 13:2. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. This is a good one. Yeah, so I thank y'all for the support again. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week for another episode. I'm supposed to be posting every other week. So, boom. Every other Thursday is when I'm supposed to be posting, but this is coming out on a Thursday as a bonus episode. How do y'all like that every other week? I've been wanting to do once a week, but that's a lot. But let me know if y'all like that every other week. Give y'all a little break. Y'all not trying to see everything every week. But yeah, I'm debating if I want to do the every other week or the once a week. Once a week is just a lot. And I don't want to promise something and then I miss a week. And yeah, that's just crazy. But anyway, just let me know. Thank y'all so much for listening. If you're listening, watching, if you're watching, I love you all. I hope you love yourself. Please love yourself. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are supported. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.